All right, today we're talking prepping for the National, my personal selling strategies, and a studio update. So stick around.
Sports Car. The DT Sports Car. The DT Sports Car.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the internet, welcome to D Team Sports Cards. I'm your host DT, and in today's video, we're going to discuss how I'm prepping for the National, my personal selling strategies, and give a little update on the studio, D Team Sports Cards Studio. So first of all, if you're new here, please subscribe. It would really help out the channel. And if you like the content, please give it a like. If you don't like the content, please give it a not like. Whatever you choose. And also leave your comments and your feedback in the comments section. I always love to hear from everybody. So, first topic of the day is what I'm doing prepping for the National and what my strategies are at the National. So as far as prepping for the National, if you watch my previous video, you'll see that I had an SGC order come back, and I have a PSA order that I'm hoping to get back before the National. Currently it's in QA2. So that's right, that's just checking the labels right before shipping. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that PSA can put it in a box and ship it my way, and I'll get it before the National. But either way, my plan is to take a bunch of my slabbed cards and either try to sell or trade up into bigger PC cards. So I have a lot of slab cards that are not really investments, but more speculative plays. They're not personal PC cards. They're not players that I follow. So I will try to either sell those or trade them for higher end cards of players that I follow. So that's my card strategy for the National. As far as just being at the National, this will be my first National. And for the week, I'm staying in Seattle City, New Jersey. So it's about, a 35, 40-minute drive up the coastline to Atlantic City. So I will just drive up Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm hoping to be able to sell or trade those cards, and also just, to meet other content creators, to meet a lot of the people that I watch, and just pick their brains, hopefully, and, see how they do it, because I don't understand how they find time to make videos every day. So I congratulate them all for doing that. And, I just have to try harder, I guess, or get more hours in my day. So that's my strategy for the National. As far as my own personal selling strategy, now first off, I'll say this is not financial advice. All right. I'm not an expert in selling cards. I'm not an expert in buying cards. I'm not an expert in anything. All right. I'm not an expert in breathing, walking, sleeping. I could do those things, but I don't consider myself an expert at it. Okay. So just remember, this is my strategy. This is what I do. If you find some of the things that I do can work for you, then fine. If they don't, that's fine also. But the way I like to think of it is when I buy cards, first of all the money I use for cards is disposable income. So I never spend money that should be spent on bills, rent, food for sports cards. And that's the number one lesson to be learned. Only ever lose money or use money that if you lost it, it really wouldn't mean much to you. Okay. And if you're doing this, if you're trying to buy cards to flip them as a way to live, then you're probably in the wrong business. I mean, I'm sure there are some high-end people that could do that, but as far as the average Joes, like me, you're probably not going to make a sustainable living doing that. So, anyway, back to my selling strategy. Now, I've sold cards on ComC. I don't know if I've sold any on eBay yet. It's possible, but I know I've sold on ComC, StarStock. Those more NFT-like platforms where you don't actually have to have the cards in hand and ship them to someone. And those are a good place to, I think they're a good place to sell cards. But my thinking when I'm selling is, well, first of all, got to go back to the buying part of it. When I buy a card, all right, after I purchase it, to me, I have $0 in that card. If it costs me $100, it doesn't matter. I've spent the money is gone. I now have the card. So I don't think of it like I have to sell this for $100 or more, or I'm going to lose money. To me, the money is already gone. So now I just have the asset. All right. And for me, this is an easier way to think about it, so that you're not always constantly worrying about whether you're making or losing money. All right. So now my strategy, like when I go to sell, if I go to sell any of these cards that I got back from SGC, whatever I get from it, I'm good with. Like this Barkov, I think I paid $80 for this raw, and now I got an 8 with a 10 auto. Maybe I can get $80 for it. And that's fine. I don't even see that as a break even. I just see that now I have $80. So hopefully that's understandable for you guys, so that then you don't go crazy in your brain trying to, like, you don't hold on to cards so long that they end up being worth nothing. All right. So if I can do that, then it keeps me sane. Remember, as soon as I buy the card, the money's gone. All right. So now I just have the card. So whatever I can get for that. And the key is, for any of these players, the point that you think they're at the height of their value, whether they are or they aren't, in your brain, you think they're at the height of their value. You're trying to sell the card to someone that thinks there's still upside in that player, in that player. So for them, it's a good buy, and for you, it's good to just get rid of it. You believe they're at the height; they're not going to go up any further. It's not a PC player for you. Just get rid of the card. Like, I know, I get it. People get caught up in, I have to make money. I can't sell it for this price. I can't sell it for that price. If you think that player's trajectory is going down, then for me, I'm getting rid of the card, and I'll just move on to something else. And I will have something, maybe not what I paid for it, and you can say, well, if you keep doing that over a long period of time, you're just not going to have any money. Yeah, maybe, but I think I'll win at a higher percentage than I lose, just for me personally. So that's my selling strategy. It probably was a little convoluted, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. All right, next is we have the studio update. And a lot of people have been asking me, why I'm filming in this room here. And this is just a spare room in my house. And it was supposed to be my card storage room, which, if you'd see the rest of the room, you'd see I do have a whole bunch of cards in here. But what happens is, I'll show you the pictures of the studio and the progress that we've made in building the studio. Now, I'm doing it myself. I have help from a couple people, but I'm doing most of the work myself. And it's coming along a little slow, and that's all right. And I was going to wait until the studio was ready, and have the perfect lighting and the perfect camera and the perfect microphone. And I noticed that if you just keep waiting for everything to be perfect, that you just never hit the record button. So I decided, you know what? I'll throw my Mets, my Devils gear up on the wall. We'll set the phone up. We got a microphone. We got some lighting. And we're just going to go at it. So remember, perfection can be the enemy of progress sometimes, all right? So if you want to do a YouTube channel, you want to make videos or put them on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, just go do it. It might not be perfect. Matter of fact, there's almost 100% chance that it's not going to be perfect. But if you enjoy making the video, then just make the video and put it out there into the ether, and you'll enjoy it. And if other people enjoy it, that's a plus. If they don't, it's not really a negative, because everything that happens, like if people put comments or whatever, they message you that your content's horrible or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just it's in the comment section, which doesn't actually exist, right? So always just do what makes you feel good, right? And don't worry about what other people say. So since that's the last topic for today, I'm going to do my shout outs for the channels that I didn't get into my first video, and of content that I consume, I enjoy. And you have Inglorious P, who I'm always telling him he's like Chicken Little. I mean, I love his videos. One day he's telling you that no one will be able to eat in this country because of inflation, and the next day he's telling you what cards to buy. But I think he's got good information. Roth Cards, Kenny Fornos. She collects cards, I think the one is. I'll put them up on the screen, but all of them. And Jacob, I think, is with Roth Cards. And then you have Card Talk with Ryan, Tyler, and Lou. I think all of them are just highly intelligent people and just outstanding views on the hobby and the market, the card market itself. And they might not know the entire history of cards, like going back to the Roman Empire and the sports cards that they had, but they have such a unique and knowledgeable perspective about today's market and what's happening right now that, I learn something every day I listen to them. So go check out their content. And until the next video, watch traffic and don't take any wooden nickels.
Sportscard. Sportscard. The DT Sportscard.